February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Forensic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Hey everybody, look at this exciting. Welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Darke killings. Like, everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Darke convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she's what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Darke's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered our Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. What did he have to do with those killings, Emma? When prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Darke tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Darke trial. Didn't see that one coming. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. And suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Darke. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Darke tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when Darke stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? Provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forced the evidence that Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was giving false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. It's true, even though he may not have known it. He really was involved in a falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Darke knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Joe Marshall was stabbed right in this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. Thank you so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, he must have been 14. It's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies, and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. There's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's a thing that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Well, there's no mystery there. Joe Darke had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and he fled into my sister's office. Why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective's office and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Darke case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I'd better have another talk with her. Have another talk with her we shall. In the last episode of Phoenix Wright, we found out that Lana forged evidence to get the serial killer convicted. Lana, Mr. Wright, seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I do. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected such. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. We still talk about all those cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked in crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolized their big sister. Now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police, earning by transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Darke. Second in command? I think the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. Even in the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Darke was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Darke. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Darke that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Darke must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Gant. Gantt myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run into the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gantt and Marshall were questioning Darke. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim. Emma, who had passed out. And the suspect, Joe Darke. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Darke had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. I can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Darke under immediate arrest. So let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced of the ruling against Joe Darke. Life doesn't end with the closing of the case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Darke at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gantt and I shared. The office that Mr. Gantt now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Who should ever was the chief's office? The site of the final SL9 murder. I would happen to agree. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. Chief detectives seem the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Come on, we're not going here. Oh. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. With Sarah. You never know, will I believe you, Bambina? I should know my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be a pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go with the evidence. Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there's a case I need to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, do you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. Murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Darke's, alright. But the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. Question. The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. I think it's unfortunate. That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars of the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he? Your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. Highest honor? You mean the king of prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. I think the SL9 incident took place. That wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall, it was thundered. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered. The evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. His star was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? They did something to him too. The commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant, Lana Sky. Interesting. The investigation will leave Damon Gant as second in command, Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest stop in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. You mentioned Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. What a secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. Someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. And that's all he wrote. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. We proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case, but instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. I wonder if Edgeworth's here. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. He's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago, I guess we'll just have to come back later. Where the hell are we supposed to go? Yeah, like, detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine right now, behind those doors, police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. Oh, no, back to criminal affairs. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, you're looking for the others? They're all in the conference room. Thanks. Oh, he actually talked to us. But the chief prosecutor saying what she did, the decision about what to do, about Mr. Edward not to mention our statement to media tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, I'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Okay. It's a big piano. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? I think I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where C was. Hmm? Oh, it's you two! Ah, Chief Gant! What's the paper he's reading in his desk? So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the 4 gems. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. This is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. They can't quite see the paper on it, though. Hello, Chief Ant. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way to get inside the chief's office. Hey, pal. Ah, Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? Just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Well, why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to the joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problems. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Darke left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall who was trying to protect some girls? Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it was something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? Powers of recollection never fail to impress. Who should show him the murder weapon? Might jog his memory. Go ahead and show him the murder weapon. About this. Hey, is that? It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And I found it in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again! This knife, it was Joe Darke's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he wanted it, plus it had his fingerprints on it, too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Darke's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. It's pretty conclusive. Joe Darke was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. His car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the incident, then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. Then he was burying the bodies. A jogger came up on the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems like he's a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily, Darke was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, also known as Emma. Well, there you have it, in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Camp. It's not money, but it does concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. Chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What, really? What if I let a civilian in there? I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance of getting into that office. What if there's something we could show him and make him change his mind? Okay, that wasn't it. That's not that. It's gotta be something. My attorney's badge. Detective, here is my attorney's badge. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Enough said. I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. Well, that wasn't it. Hey, that's it! That's the Kid Prosecutor's Award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? Why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently forgot. Okay, so do we present him with this now? No. I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. I think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case of Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. That was very clear in her confession. She forged the evidence in order to show Darke guilty. Off this jar, I think I've seen it somewhere. Or maybe it was one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. It's right there! Okay, what the hell am I showing you? This guy almost made us lose the case today. What are you talking about? He was guarding the blood stain on that evidence locker with his life. That's what you can say about most officers nowadays. He had to have saved us a lot of trouble if he hadn't guarded it so well. I have to admit, though, he's right. That's too bad to realize there's another possibility today. The possibility that another murder took place prior to 5:15 p.m. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. With him. Am I supposed to go somewhere else? Can I show this to you? Nope. Oh! I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? Sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? Had to live the past 2 years with the rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. What's that piece of paper, Edgeworth? I wonder what he's writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Did that detective gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what the girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. Mr. Edgeworth, none of it's your fault. I know. The path I've walked. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright! Please, you have to do something! This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. You won such a prestigious award, why would he just leave it on the couch? Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show that thing off more than his giant steel samurai. What is it? This is the King of Prosecutors Award, right? Of course it is, you know that. I saw something today that looked like this somewhere. Something that looked like that. Yeah, only different. Now, where was that? She's right, something's amiss here. Maybe I should show Edgeworth that item. I agree. Someone's got to answer why this thing has a sword here. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of, there's something that bothers me. Yes. The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Do you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. the award's based on. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell me it, though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd, he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. An ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. And it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chieftain. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Alright, well, I should probably ask the rest of these questions. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and there's nothing I can do to erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility is the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains that no matter that fact remains the same no matter what excuse I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Mr. Edgeworth taking this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I thought that case would come back to haunt me. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That's odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. It was the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. Picture? Nothing seemed strange about it. Can you tell us again what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered. You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. Finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gann asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Something is fishy. Excuse me. Oh. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? The Star! I guess you sound lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Okay. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case. Everyone in this trial is involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be all attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? It's Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. The star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Darke. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. So we go through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. Being with the forging of the evidence. Don't get me wrong, Joe Darke got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Item our team never found would suddenly appear while other items were kept secret. You don't have any proof anything illegal was done? I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. I always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She's being used? Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana second command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence. You mean, oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I think he's just talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from the shock. That what makes it all the more infuriating. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Law transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There's only one thing left for him to control, and then no one can stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If you could control the chief prosecutor, you could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Finally getting somewhere. Finally. Hopefully we can show. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he meant desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. Not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. Officer of the last crime scene and the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too, but I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we just betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I've made up my mind. But, here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Alright. February 24th. Chief's office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing sneaking up on us like that? Ah, I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came to. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID card crashed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card! I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. Got a bad feeling about this. What's in his desk? Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant! Look at that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. Looks like a list of evidence. List of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look at the case name! Huh? SL9 incident? I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said I wonder what... No, about evidence list. Normally they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. Half-size list of evidence. List of evidence. Seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Okay, well. Oh! I wonder what this is. Looks like someone did some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving out like that, Mr. Wright? I better not forget about this picture. That's gotta be the picture she drew. Okay. Yeah. Yep. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe work and now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh. Be careful what you say. Who knows, the chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. This is safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. Looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. 7-digit number. I think I know what it just. I think I might know what it. I think I just might know what it is. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? It's. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. 7-digit code. Ha ha! Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 77's, the final ID card number on that record. What? Number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 777-7777, that ID number? I think you're 1-7 shy this time. I said the right amount of sevens. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Probably be a good idea. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. Somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else here too. What's this? It's leather cloth. A handprint on it. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? Was that this is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. Piece of cloth with a handprint on it and a broken shard from the cup. Look, pieces of evidence. Yeah, unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. Related to the SLA incident. Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. I know what one of these things is from. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when these three of us met back together. Ah, those are the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right, one of the shards has an SL9 sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, the fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, I'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. There, it fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of evidence, piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece he just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. What? I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Let's keep going. Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear it playing from the criminal affairs department. It's on the 2nd floor, and this is on the 15th floor of an entirely different building. So when a detective screws up, the chief calls him into his office and makes him listen to his organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment. Literally. What if the chief's ears effective? He never listens to anyone anyway. That's exciting. On that day 2 years ago, the day Joe Darke ran out of a questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then we went along for the Chief Gant to question Darke. Everybody knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? shelves are mostly empty. Yawning. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. A small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. What? Ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Don't say that! This was Lana's desk. Sure, it's tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff of legends are made of. Is he keeping it in memory? Keep in memory of her or in memory of the crime? We gotta prevent him from this other evidence. Yep, got that. Can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I bought some of that stuff. Blood traces. Let me see that. Looming tall. Oh my god. That's funny. Oh, we already had this one. How about this one? Far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor from here, at first the chief wanted to use the stained glass. He wanted to use stained glass through this window. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh, stained glass is not a huge window. What am I supposed to present him to get him to let me use? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go down. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints you want to take. Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh! I knew that. Oh, with the handprint on it, right? Shh, where's your sense of humor? Let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed in the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Looks like this one probably would have the best prints. Oh! Okay. Emma's. No, how could this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Darke's prints. Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Okay. I think that's everything. I think we should show Edgeworth the other half of the evidence list. Right, please, I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea, just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edward just told you no in a very stylish manner. What side do you want anyway? If I just show him less evidence of their reaction. Okay, well, I thought we were supposed to give him the other half of the damn evidence list. My apologies. Okay, I guess we're not done with these. That's what the chief was reading before, isn't it? You know when we first came in here? Yeah, it looks like the right side of the form's been torn off. So Mr. Edge's list really was only half the whole thing. Nothing else is bugging me more than that. Take a look at the back of the form, pal. The back? I already looked at it. I think we need to talk. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana on that date 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. It's a shrink. Leave it there. He leaves it as warning to everyone else. I missed that. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Gant. Cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's just look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. Don't just let it go at that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So let's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. Here you go, ignoring me again. Well, was I of any help? Of course! Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Well, that's about very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you and the goat? Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. So I was walking to my meeting. I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog running right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to meet. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you and the coach. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it. But, sir. Now, get down. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait. He's the one without the spiky hair. Don't go. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright. Look, pal, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the Chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it, tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days, absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really, I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. You did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? Oh, this guy. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. Don't already spill the beans. My apologies. Please tell me a bit more about what you think you know. We were partners until 2 years ago. I respect him as a detective. Assuming he's respectable, tell me something. Why would you try to hide his crimes? His crimes. Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did, specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it though that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know about the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, David Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. I found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece, and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. As you surmise, I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright, you can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. trunk lock was broken, and I discovered that the murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edward's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. From the SL9 incident, serial killer Joe Darke's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in it. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he's already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. That's the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. A star, huh? Why did you need to hide Darke's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Darke case 2 years ago. It was over with, and it never wanted to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible. So you hid Darke's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Darke case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it? And Edgeworth's exhausted. Right, then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling. The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? Lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. At least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman, trying to steal the evidence. He'd already stolen the ID cards. It seemed he still hadn't made up his mind to break in the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago.